Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the 24 books I want to read in 2024. I am excited, nervous, freaked out quite a bit because there are quite a few books coming. I don't know why I said it like that. There are quite a few books coming out in 2024 that I'm excited about. And when I went about choosing my books of 2024, I chose mostly new books. I chose mostly new books because there's just so much coming out. There's so much coming out. There are some older things on here, but it is generally brand spanking new books. So we're gonna get right into it. And we're gonna start with our honorable mentions because I don't have dates on these. If I don't have dates, just in case they get pushed back to 2025, these are just books I want to read and hopefully they're coming out in 2024. But obviously Heartstopper 6, I don't know if that's coming out in 2025, but it does have like it's coming out. I haven't even read Heartstopper 5 yet. I don't even have it. I'm dying to have it in my hands right now. But Heartstopper 6 should be coming out either next year or the year after. And then of course we have the fourth wing book, the Imperium books. Don't have a release date yet. I think the rumor is December. I think it might even say in Goodreads December, but I don't know if that's accurate. So again, this is going in honorable mentions. And then we have What the River Knows book 2. I don't know when this is coming out. There's not even a title. There's nothing about it out yet. So I'm really excited about that one, but I can't include it in the main thing. And then we also have How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive. This does have a cover, but it does not have a 100% date. I think right now it just says 2024. It might be different on Goodreads, but as of me coming up with this list, it didn't actually have a full date. But I am excited about this. It's by Craig DeLuey, who did 13 Ghosts? What was it? 13? Episode 13. Oh man, that was gonna be on my most disappointing books of the year list, so I kind of have like my hopes up for this one. But yeah, those are kind of my honorable mentions, and that's why I'm not really talking about them too much. But now we are actually going to go into the books that I do want to talk about a lot. So the first 3 books that I want to read for 2024 are the Crescent City books. So the 3rd book is coming out next year, and I still have not read books 1 and 2, so I definitely need to do that, especially if this is like it. I think it's just a trilogy. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe it's just a trilogy, which who knows? She keeps adding books to things, so you never know. But yeah, I definitely want to read those 3. So those kind of take up the first 3 spots. And then next we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Do I know what this book is about? No. Is it an adult fiction book? Yes, so of course I'm gonna read it. I just want the 3rd Ninth House book out. That's what I want. But in the meantime, we're gonna read The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I guess I should actually look up what it's about. What if I don't like it? Like the idea of it at all. So it says this is going to be a historical fantasy set in the Spanish Golden Age. It's still on my list. You guys know how I feel about historical fiction, so we're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna see how that goes. Anyway, next we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This looks like it's gonna be a weird one. This is, what is this? Paranormal romance, I think? I love the cover. It says a dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf. That does not sound like something I would like, but it's still on my most anticipated because I'm either gonna love it or I'm really gonna hate it. So I am curious how that one's gonna go. The next is The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. This is the 2nd book in the duology of the Stolen Heir series. I'm really excited to see where the book is going because I generally was iffy about the Stolen Heir, but I actually really loved the ending of that book. It looks like it's going to lead into something very, very cool, so I'm very excited to read that one. And then of course we have the new Riley Sager that was announced, middle of the night. I love the cover. The cover is so cool. And it actually looks like we're following a male lead in this book, which is like, has he done that before in a Riley Sager book? I think they're always female leads. And we're following a character named Ethan. A man must contend with the long ago disappearance of his childhood best friend and the dark secrets lurking just beyond the safe confines of his picture-perfect neighborhood. I'm interested. I'm very interested in this because it's definitely different than stuff I feel like he's written previously. And then of course we have one that I am so excited about. What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. Again, I have such a hard time saying that name. This is the 2nd book in the What Moves the Dead series. I didn't know it was gonna have like more books in it. I actually really liked What Moves the Dead. I love the atmosphere. I like the writing style. It's very gothic and creepy. I cannot wait. Like, I cannot wait to get my hands on this second book. The next one is Murder Road by Simone St. James. I have my fingers crossed that I will like this one significantly better than her release from, was it this year or last year? Last year. So she didn't put one out this current year. I did not like the Book of Cold Cases at all. So I am very hopeful that I'm going to really like Murder Road. As a young couple find themselves haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road in this terrifying new novel. That sounds really, really good. That has more of stuff that I seem to like in it, so that sounds very high stakes. And none of these are actually in order either. They're just kind of how I put them together. The next one is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. I have not finished Foxglove yet. I have read the beginning of it. I loved Belladonna, gave it a 5 stars. I assume Foxglove will get a 4 or 5 stars. I'm already liking the vibe of it. And the third and final book, Wisteria, is coming out. And I'm so excited. It's such an interesting series. Then speaking of ends of series, All This Twisted Glory by Tahira Mafi. It is the third book in the This Woven Kingdom series. I'm nervous about this one because I gave the first book like a 3.5. Second book I gave a soft 5, more like a 3.75 the longer I think about it, because I don't really remember anything that happened and I just read it. And this one, the cover's gorgeous, but I just don't know how I feel about this series in general. I think this third book is really going to sway how I feel about it, and depending on what the author decides to do with the characters, because there's a lot of ways that this book could go. Another one that I'm so excited about is Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. I absolutely loved their last book, Dead Silence. It was so fun. I listened to it on audiobook. It was creepy. It was space horror, science fiction things going on. It was very creepy. It gave me the creeps, and I am very excited to check out this new one. This one is A Crew Must Try to Survive on an Ancient Abandoned Planet in the latest space horror novel from S.A. Barnes, acclaimed author of Dead Silence. So again, it sounds very similar to the last one because the other one was like an abandoned ship, and this is going to be an abandoned planet. Another second in a series, we have Hearts That Cut by Kika Hatsopulau. And this is the second book in the Threads That Bind series. I don't know if this is a duology or a trilogy. All it says is sequel, so there could still be a third book. But all I know is that I really like Threads That Bind, and I am very excited to see where the book is going, because the ending of Threads That Bind was, wow. Like, I feel like I saw some of it coming, but at the same time, it was still like, I liked it. And then the next two are also part of a series. I read Defy the Night earlier this year and absolutely loved it. And one of my subscribers was kind enough to send me Defend the Dawn, and I keep putting off reading it because I'm nervous I'm not gonna like it as much as Defy the Night, because I love Defy the Night so much. So the next two are Defend the Dawn and Destroy the Day, which are the next two in that trilogy. So I'm excited and so scared about it. And then of course, probably potentially my most anticipated is Empire of the Damned. Empire the Vampire was so good. It was so good, and I am so excited. I have a sampler arc of Empire of the Damned, and I'm definitely like too scared to read it because I'm not gonna want to stop. That's the thing about this book. This book was so long, but I've never read a big book like that quickly. It was so good, and it wrecked me. It absolutely wrecked me. So I'm very excited to see where the story is going, because it's almost like we ended part of the story and now we're moving on to a different part of the story, but with all the same characters. So I'm very curious where we're gonna go from here, because it's nerve-wracking. The next is The Good, the Bad, and the Antis. This is the third book in the Dal A for Antis series by Jessie Q. Sutanto. My mom and I read these books together. We really love this author. They're so funny. Their cozy mysteries are hilarious. We've read the previous 2 books, and we've also read Vera Wong's Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. So we're really excited for this next book to come out. We're both gonna read it immediately when it comes out, and hopefully it lives up to the other ones, because this series is just so much fun. So this one almost went in honorable mentions, but it does have a date even though it doesn't have a cover, but it is Skybriar by Talia Hibbert, and is in a new romance series. It says it's a new series of contemporary Austen-inspired rom-coms. I'm so excited. I feel like if anyone can do like Austen era stuff correctly and do it fun and well, it's gonna be Talia Hibbert. So I am so excited about that. Yeah, I really hope we get a cover for this one soon. Okay, this is probably my most anticipated. It's very close with Empire of the Damned, but it is Tales of the Celestial Kingdom. I need it. I need it so bad. This is like the companion mini novel to the Daughter of Moon Goddess series. It's going to have tales from before the series, during the series, and what happens after the series. And I need to know. There's so many questions. There's so many things that I need to know from this book. And I cannot wait for it to come out. And I think it's not coming out until February. I tried to get an ARC, but I never got a response about it. And I just want it so badly. Then we have one that I'm pretty excited about only because I've liked everything else this author has done. It is ASAP by Axio. I love The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. And I loved XOXO. So I feel like chances are I'm gonna like ASAP. It's a companion novel to XOXO, following fan favorite Sori, the wealthy daughter of a K-pop company owner, and Nathaniel, her K-pop star ex-boyfriend. Second chance love story. I don't love second chance love stories, but again, so far I've loved everything that Axio has done, so I'm gonna give it a chance, especially because I really loved XOXO. I need to reread that one because I feel like I remember these characters, but only barely. So I definitely need to reread that. And then we have Frida McFadden's new book, The Housemaid is Watching. I know people are sick of hearing about The Housemaid, but I love The Housemaid. I love the series. It's so much fun. I loved the second book, even though most people seem to hate it. So I am so excited for the next one in the series because I know I'm gonna have a good time. Even if it's not the best literature, it's still such a good time for me. And then we have my nemesis. Finally, the ending to this trilogy. I don't know why I haven't DNF'd it, but it's like this stubbornness inside of me that I cannot give up on it, even though I know I'm not gonna like the book. It is the new Stephen Graham Jones, The Angel of Indian Lake. It is the next book in the My Heart is a Chainsaw series. I have read My Heart is a Chainsaw. I give it 2 stars. I read Don't Fear the Reaper, which is 2.5 stars. And see, it could be 3 stars. We're going up. We're trending up. I could like this one finally. So we're gonna give it a shot. Are my hopes high? Absolutely not, but we're still gonna give it a shot. Down to our last 2, we have More Than This by Crystal Marquise. This is the second book in the Davenport series. The Davenports was one of my biggest surprises of 2023. I love the book. I didn't have like super high expectations. I kind of was just like, this sounds like a cute book, and it ended up being so much fun. And this author did something that I wasn't expecting because I didn't know it was a series. And it seemed very insta-lovey, and I was kind of just like, oh, this is cute. And then it did something, and I was like, yes. Yes, I'm so excited for the second book because she annihilated characters and relationships at the end of that book, and I am ready to see what she does with them. I'm so excited about it. Then we have our very last book, which is The Wilds by Sarah Pierce. This is going to be the 3rd book. I don't know if it's the final one. It doesn't say, but this series just keeps going. It is the 3rd book in the Sanatorium series. This is another series I actually read with my mom. We think they're fine, but it's just fun reading together because they're weird. They get so weird and weird stuff happens and you're just kind of sitting there like, this is a wild ride. And so they're just really, really fun to talk about in a like buddy read format. So we also read these and I'm excited to see what happens because it's following the same detective in all 3 books and they keep hinting at things but never telling you what's going on. So I hope we actually finally learn something in this last book. So I'm pretty excited about that. So those are my 24 books of 2024. There's quite a few. I feel like I did a pretty decent mix of genres. It's definitely heavy fantasy, but what were we really expecting? Were we expecting anything else? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm nervous and mostly excited. And I feel like I've said I'm excited 1,000 times in this video. It's annoying. When I listen to this back to edit, I'm gonna be so annoyed with myself. But anyway, that is everything I have for you today. Make sure you comment down below to let me know which your books you want to get to in 2024, new releases, old things you already have, or you want to get a hold of, etc. All the things like you normally comment down below. And make sure you subscribe to not miss any future content. We are going to be doing a lot more end of year, beginning of year content coming up. And make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.